Hey guys, I'm Chris from the Silver Cymbal channel, and in this video, I'm going to show you what has to be the cheapest and easiest way to either connect or repair outside computer wiring. Many of us have things like security cameras, you might have an outdoor wireless access point, Starlink, that you'll eventually need to connect outdoors, possibly bury it, or if you damage it, you're going to need to know how to fix it easily and quickly. The reason I'm doing this today is I've already got a security camera here mounted to a tree. Now this is kind of a strange setup. It's a small, lesser expensive Ubiquiti camera, but I want to extend this further down my driveway. It's going to need about another 25 feet. Now the cable that I've already got here is run 150 feet. So I've got two choices. I could either run a brand new cable or simply extend the one I've got. Now this cord was a pre-terminated one, so it's already got an RJ45 going right into the camera. So now I've got my new RJ45 cable that's going to give me another 50 feet. I need to plug it into the existing cord. So that's where this very cool coupler comes into play. This is a waterproof coupler, and this is going to make your life incredibly easy anytime you need to make connections outdoors. It simply allows you to plug two network cables together. They can be shielded, which are the type with the metal connectors on the end, or you can use unshielded cable like I've got here, which is just the clear plastic ones. And this coupler is designed to be fully waterproof. You can bury it, it can be submerged, and it should hold up over time. Now these have been for sale for a while on Amazon. There are many different ones of these. This particular one is made by the company Fast Cabling, and I have had really good luck with it, but you're gonna mess it up if you don't pay attention to one super important part of this video. But let's get started assembling it properly, and you can see how it's done, and then I'll show you the mistake. You'll begin, of course, with your two RJ45 connectors. Now these can be crimped yourself if you want to make the cable custom or you've run some raw cable, but oftentimes nowadays people are buying pre-terminated cable, so I'm just going to use two pre-terminated cables so you can see how it works. You'll want to begin by completely disassembling the coupler. There's a bunch of different parts here, including this little gasket, grommet, gland, whatever you want to call it. It's made of silicone, and make sure you don't lose these because this is what is doing most of the sealing. We'll begin by taking one of the nuts and sliding it over the RJ45. Next, we're going to feed this extension tube over the RJ45 as well. Now we can connect the RJ45 to the coupler in the middle. You simply just plug it in until it snaps. Now we can go ahead and slide the extension right up to the coupler. Simply screw it on. You can see this little blue O-ring. This is going to do the sealing of the body, so go ahead and screw this kind of extension tube until it meets the O-ring and make it pretty snug. But don't go nuts here. If you over tighten this thing, it's going to kind of turn into like a bulging disc and you'll end up losing the sealing ability. You may have thought I forgot to put the sealing ring on, but this one is pretty cool. It's actually got a slit in it, so you can simply spread it apart, put it over the cable, slide the sealing ring into that extension tube. You'll notice here there's all these little teeth. That's because these teeth are going to be compressed as we tighten the connector down. Make sure the sealing ring is getting pushed inside all of those little teeth. Sometimes you have to pull them out a little bit with your fingers, but it generally just takes a couple of seconds. Now we just need to tighten down this nut. Now you're going to keep tightening this until it makes contact with the sealing ring, but you're going to want to have this one really tight. But if you just tighten it, you're going to also tighten that extension. So grab that extension with your hand and hold it tightly, and then you should be able to just hand tighten this nut. I would personally not recommend using any tools on this. I find that hand tightening it should work just fine. Now we'll do the same process for the other side. Start with your RJ45 and your cable, feed that through your nut, into the extension, and then right into the coupler and snap it in place. Now put that sealing gland on the other side. Then you can go ahead and tighten that nut down until it either again bottoms out, but don't let it over tighten that internal coupler's O-ring or you might lose your sealing ability. Now I love using these couplers, they work super well, but you can supercharge it if you want to go one step further. I've shown this product before on my channel. This stuff is called dielectric grease or silicone grease. This is designed so that when you put it inside of a connector, essentially the grease gets pushed out as the electrical contacts make connections. That way the connections still take place, but the area around those contacts will essentially be waterproof. But you might have heard some horror stories about these couplers, and I don't doubt it, because 99% of those people are using these things incorrectly. It's not the application or that they're even assembling it wrong, it's that they're not paying attention to the thickness of the cable itself. These couplers are only designed to work with a standard Ethernet cable. This cable is super thin. Now this is a huge trend in the IT world. They're supposed to be more flexible, they look cool, but they're never going to seal properly. The wire is just too thin. They can only make these couplers to fit a certain range of thicknesses, but they are definitely not designed for these super thin cords. Instead, be much more careful when you're ordering these outdoor cords, patch cords, or anything you want to potentially use with a coupler, and make sure that you are getting a standard diameter cable. If you're wondering where this camera goes, it actually wires into my security gate, which is right around the corner. Now, I've not showed this in a video yet. I'm actually putting that video together now, including the most unusual feature, which isn't just the technology in the gate, it's how it's powered. This gate has no solar panels. It's not running off of AC. In fact, to my knowledge, this is the only gate in the world that is being powered by a Power over Ethernet connection alone to run both the motor, the strobe light in the gate, the 3 cameras in it, the wireless access point, are all being run off of the power from a network switch. And while I hope that none of your network wiring ever gets damaged, at least if it does, now you know a simple way to fix it outdoors that will actually be reliable, and it is something you can do inexpensively and will result with a solid repair that is going to run your equipment properly. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Silver Symbol channel for more videos coming out.